a film called Orgasm, and I was incorporated, and I was invited there by Lily Rivlin, a great feminist filmmaker who knew the filmmaker who did this film. And I was expecting something quite different when I got there. It was a documentary on the way women are deforming their bodies all over the world, getting all kinds of surgeries, all kinds of things going on in order to accommodate the idea that they are supposed to have vaginal orgasm and that that's the only way to go. And it was really a very striking documentary, pitiable, and caused a great deal of empathy in the audience about the crazy way women have felt about their own bodies through the ages. So some years ago, way before that film, in the 70s, in the early 1970s, I wrote a poem called, I wrote a poem for Gertrude Stein, and it was called The Sign of the Cross for Gertrude Stein. And she and Alice B. Toklas had a box of buttons they used to finger through, and she talked about tender buttons, but we all know she was talking about different tender buttons than the box of buttons. So I dedicated this to her, and it's called The Sign of the Cross for Gertrude Stein, who, by the way, was happened to be a gay woman, but a very cultured woman who, and my friend Maurice Edwards here was part of her salon. He'll tell you stories about Gertrude, but she was a fascinating character living in France, and she brought much cultural dignity to Americans. The Sign of the Cross for Gertrude Stein. Because of the cat's eye marble of your passion, you old sage of roses, I slap my hand on your big rump, old word whore. You discovered the secrets of your body only to keep them silent to the grave. You contemporary of my late Italian grandmother, whose cadaver appears before me in my dreams, her clitoris gleaming like a ruby jewel. Grandma, who gave birth to 20 children, alone in her bed, her own midwife. Grandma, who never knew the numbing power of orgasmic potency, pool of cosmic energy for the tormented body. For you, dear Grandma, and for you, old Gertrude, for all the women who were buried in their living bodies, hiding sexual hysteria from doctors who performed surreptitious clitorectomies or sewed their lips over the tiny bud of ecstasy, so men might go on supreme through their thrusting centuries. For you, reign of the womb, spindle of Aphrodite, bud of Venus, tree of Daphne, moon of Diana, I chant the song of the three tender buttons, the sign of the Trinity, the nipple, the clitoris, and the Holy Ghost is the mother of us all.